I want to talk about some of Steven Spielberg's other stuff that was in this story. That DreamWorks has a distribution deal with Disney. It's probably going to end and might go back to Universal, where he started his career.
Because they need more money.
Yes, because they're struggling so much. What with that 50 Shades of Grey and Jurassic World, but he's
and everything.
had some of his biggest directing and producer hits with Universal. And there was one line in, I believe, THR's report that I felt like a lot of people jumped on and saying, like, and basically what they said was Spielberg would be key for Universal to potentially reboot Jaws or Back to the Future, which of course makes everyone go apeshit.
Yeah,
and rightfully so. But I don't think it's. Goldman, I'm going to let you explain why the Back to the Future reboot thing is probably never going to happen.
Well, Zemeckis literally like a month ago was just quoted, unless he was lying or incorrect, saying that contractually he and Bob Gale have any say over a remake or reboot of Back to the Future, that it was in their contract back in '85, and as long as he's alive, they cannot, and Gale, they can't do anything without them saying yes, and he's even trying to work it out with, like, his estate to basically stop them from doing anything with that. So
could they ever just do a sequel, just use the brand of Back to the Future, but have new characters?
It sounded like no. Again, it's an unusual deal for any big studio movie, but it sounded like no. So that's why Back to the Future especially we're very dubious on. Jaws is, I was reading some other article that was pointing out, look, Jaws isn't precious anymore as one of the best movies ever, but there were 3 terrible sequels already. So it's like getting worse sequels. So it's not, they've already tarnished the brand. There's more recent like spin-off, even though Back to the Future's had recent merch too, Jaws has sort of already done like a weird like spin-off video game that had none of the characters from the movie. There's more of a like already a precedent set there. And that's the one where I think something could happen. But it does sound like they know better. Universal would not want to do it without Spielberg sort of signing off on it.
And Spielberg has even said he has an idea for a scene from Jaws that he never did, but he was like, he said he often thinks of that scene and be like, is that enough just for a whole movie, like for a premise for a movie? And I mean, I could see him kind of a la Jurassic World signing off on another Jaws, but Jaws is an absolutely awesome movie. It's one of my faves. But I don't think in this day and age of a Jurassic World where everything has to be bigger, and frankly, day and age of Sharknado, like, I don't think you could actually just do, there's a shark out there and he's going to eat you movie. I mean, it's...
What if it was Jaws?
Multiple Jaws.
Right. A lot of Z's. Jaws.
But basically then you're doing either Deep Blue Sea, right?
Yes.
Or open water, or any of these other like Dura sharks out there. I don't know, how do you even do another Jaws movie in this day and age where everything has to be big, or is he, is sharks from space? I don't know.
Well, it's kind of like Godzilla, right? Like Godzilla did that slow burn, and some people loved it. I loved it. Some people hated it a lot. But that is, I think, how you would do that movie. Is you'd say there's this giant shark out there.
So just like the original movie.
You would do it like the original movie, but update it. Like Jaws is like my #2 favorite movie of all time. And I'm not precious about it. Like, if they want to remake Jaws or do something more with Jaws, I'm fine with it. If it's done well, it could be cool. I really liked Jurassic World. If Colin Trevorrow wanted to do it, I'd be like,
I mean, that's the thing. Jurassic World is obviously a huge reason why you feel like Universal has to be going, hey, look.
What else you got?
This is huge, one of the biggest movies ever. And again, Jaws is a Back to the Future as well, but we just think that there'd be more issues there. When you're Universal and everything's about brands and name value, and you've got something with such name value as Jaws and Back to the Future, you're like, yes, what else can we do with it? If the doors close on Back to the Future, it just seems like Jaws is something where like they would want to do something. And if they could get Spielberg, the speculation and rumors is they wouldn't do it without him, but if they could get him, like Jurassic World, to be an executive producer.
But if an accident happened, they would, now you're a big theme park guy.
Dark.
Saying terrible place.
Universal.
Dark.
Hey, come on, we're getting here.
If they could have Dom from Fast and Furious riding on a shark,
that's the future.
as the
of the
Minions, have sworn.
Actually, I kind of like Dom riding on a shark. Let's write that movie.
It's about family.
we got to
The
trailer is going. We got to jump the shark. And then you see the car like leaping over. Fast and Furious meets Jaws. I mean,
oh my God.
I'm saying Universal. You could do this.
Paychecks to Eric Goldman.
Do you think? Well, actually, you're a big theme park guy. They've done Jaws theme park attractions.
Oh yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
they,
That's
they
another
actually,
reason.
They actually just closed the Jaws attraction in Orlando to make the Diagon Alley Wizarding World expansion. But Jaws is still a big part of the studio tour, which they just added Fast and Furious to here in LA. And yeah, it just feels like, you know, Universal would want to do something with that much name value. How do you approach it in this day and age? That is a question, but it just feels like inevitable to some extent that something will happen with Jaws at some point.
They're going to take a page from their own playbook from Jurassic World. They're going to be weaponized sharks, humanoid shark killers.
Can they have rockets on their back, like in Batman Returns with the penguins?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, we want to know your guys' thoughts on the idea of even rebooting, doing a sequel to anything touching Jaws, and what the hell, throwing Back to the Future. But again, remember, probably not going to actually happen. Too many legal deals there. But let us know in the comments what you think about all that and how they could do it.